And I'm back. I forgot exactly where I were, but I think I'm about here. The Gospels contain a great deal of historical information, but that information is always used by the writers to show that Jesus is the Son of God and Saviour of the world. There are 4 Gospels. Matthew, Mark and Luke are called synoptic Gospels because they follow a common synopsis or outline. These 3 Gospels, which are Matthew, Mark and Luke, these 3 Gospels can be studied in parallel because they follow the same basic outline, use many of the same words and the same order. Much of modern biblical study is based on the assumption that Matthew and Luke used Mark as a basic source and outline. The Gospel of John is entirely different from the other 3. It does not follow the same outline as has a 3-year ministry for Jesus instead of 1 year, and contains long reflections about the meaning of Jesus instead of short sayings and parables. Mark is probably the oldest of the Gospels. Tradition says it was written in Rome by John. Mark, and contains the memories of Peter. The crucifixion and resurrection are the keys to understanding who Jesus is. Nearly 1/2 of the Gospel deals with these events. Mark does not have any birth narratives, but begins with the preaching of John the Baptist. Matthew begins by placing Jesus within the whole story of salvation. Jesus is the son of Abraham and son of David. The fulfillment of all the promises to God's people. The teaching material in Matthew is organised into 5 great selections, the best known of which is the Sermon on the Mount. Many have said Matthew saw Jesus as a second Moses, giving a new Torah to God's people. Luke's special interest is in the oppressed and outcasts of society, especially women and the poor. His gospel begins with the births of John the Baptist and of Jesus. It has the only story of Jesus between his birth and ministry.